Hello, welcome to Football Nation. I am Matthew Michaels.
I'm Hudson Hamer.
And I'm Tyler Fertel.
Our first topic today will be who will be in the conference finals and who will come out on top for each conference. Starting with the AFC, Hudson.
I'm going to go a rematch of last year. Actually not a rematch of last year. I'm going to go the Steelers and the Jaguars. The Steelers have one of the most powerful offenses in the NFL currently, and the Jaguars have a really good defense. I think Antonio Brown is going to have a tough game against two corners of AJ Boye and Jalen Ramsey. I think that the Patriots are going to stop this year. I don't think they're going to go back to the Super Bowl this year. And yeah, let's see.
Tyler?
I'm going to agree with Hudson on the Steelers making into the conference finals, but I'm going to go with a bit of surprise here and go with the Chargers for the underdog position here. I think they have a good chance of beating the Patriots this year, and I think the Steelers will probably beat the Jaguars if they meet. And I think the Steelers will probably come up on top and make it to the Super Bowl.
I'm thinking that the Jaguars are definitely going to make it as they have an incredible defense and offense. Their quarterback just needs some help.
They have Leonard Fournette.
And they have Leonard Fournette, who's an absolute beast. And then I'm gonna go with the Steelers too, because they just have a powerful offense and their defense is definitely gonna be really good in honor for Ryan Shazier.
Who's going to win?
I think that the Jaguars will come on top on this and they will go to the Super Bowl. Now to the NFC.
Wait, who'd Hudson say is going to win?
No, we just NFC.
NFC. Who is gonna win the NFC, Hudson?
I have in the NFC the Philadelphia Eagles again. I think they're improved on their defense. Carson Wentz is now more experienced. I feel like he's gonna be better. They got some good receivers on the outside. And they have the best offensive line in football. I think the Green Bay Packers have a legitimate shot to make it just because they have Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the NFL. They have a pretty good O-line, good receivers. Devontae Adams is a really good receiver on the outside, and their defense is getting better. Their front seven is better. They added Muhammad Wilkerson, and their corners are getting better. They have 2 draft picks. I think Packers have a legitimate shot.
Yep. Tyler.
So I'm going to go with the rematch in the NFC this year. I think the Eagles and the Vikings will meet again in the NFC championship game. And I think the Eagles will come on top, because of, like Hudson said, their offensive line, their defense, and everything is just so good. And the Vikings are just so balanced. Their offense and defense are both very good too. So I think it's going to be a very good game. But overall, I think the Eagles will come on top.
I feel like the Eagles will be playing the Rams in the NFC, as the Rams are improved so much, and I feel like they will definitely make it to the NFC, and I feel like they will win the NFC. Hudson, who will be in the Super Bowl and who will win it?
Philadelphia Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. The Packers really don't have the defense to stick with Carson Wentz, so I really think that the Eagles are going to make it. And in the AFC, I think the Jacksonville Jaguars will make it to the Super Bowl. They have like one of the best defenses in the league right now, and I just think that's just going to be it's going to be a very young Super Bowl for me, Carson Wentz, and yeah.
I'm going to go with the Steelers in the AFC. I think their offense will beat and kind of maybe destroy the Jacksonville defense, because they have Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, Ben Roethlisberger is still good. They are just a very talented team overall. And then in the NFC, I'm going to actually change my mind here. I think the Vikings will go on and beat the Eagles, and then the Steelers will beat the Vikings in the Super Bowl. So the Steelers, in my opinion, will be the Super Bowl champions.
Okay, so in the Super Bowl, I'm going to have the Jaguars and the Rams, and these two defenses are very powerful, and their offenses are also very good, but I feel like the Rams will come on top to win one of their first Super Bowls, and not the first, but one of them, and Jared Goff will also be very powerful, and so will Todd Gurley. Thank you for joining us on Football Nation. I'm your host, Matthew Michaels.
I'm Leslie Haber.
And I'm Tyler Fertel.
Thank you.
Liam Henriquez.
Matthew Chavez.
Timmy Neiman.
Hello and welcome to the NFL Talk Show, and I'm here with,
Matthew.
Timmy.
and today we'll be predicting who's going to win the divisions. So first we have the AFC East. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people would say the Patriots. What do you think?
Yeah, I got the Patriots. There's really no competition. Bills and the Dolphins and the Jets. I don't see any way they're going to win the division. It's going to be the Patriots.
What do you think?
Yeah, I say the Patriots too. They're just too much talent, and there's really not too big of a competition.
Yeah, usually I want to disagree, but I have to say Patriots. All right, so we have the AFC West. We have the Broncos, the Chiefs, the Chargers, and the Raiders. What do you say?
I think it'll be the Chargers. The only team I see possibly winning, besides for the Chargers, would be the Raiders. But I don't see, John Gruden hasn't coached in so long, and I feel like I don't think the Raiders are going to be as good as people think they will.
Yeah, I don't really think that. Say I go like along the same lines as Timmy. Just the Raiders, not. I mean, I think the Chargers have like more have like an experienced quarterback with Philip Rivers.
Yeah, I'm going to say Chargers as well. I mean, a lot of people I've heard are saying the Chargers might even go all the way. So, Chargers. So we have the AFC North now, the Ravens, the Bengals, the ultimate team, the Browns, and the Steelers. What do you think will win?
I think it'll be the Steelers. I don't really see competition in any of those teams.
And the same as the Patriots, like maybe because they have a lot of more talent than the rest. Just more, yeah. I just see more talent.
Yeah, the Steelers obviously are one of the best teams in the NFL. The AFC South now, we have the Texans, the Colts, the Jaguars, and the Titans.
I got the Colts because Andrew Luck's back, and I feel like Colts are more experienced, and also the Jaguars. I just don't feel like they're as good as they're hyped up to be. And then it's between the Colts and the Jaguars, and I think the Colts are better, especially because of Andrew Luck.
And probably, yeah, I would go with the Colts just because there's just more. I just think there's better players.
I actually have the Jaguars. Obviously, they made it really far. They beat the Steelers. They played a pretty good game against the Patriots, and I think they're going to be improving. And I think the Jaguars will win. I think it would be close between the Jaguars and the Titans, though. All right, so we have the National Football Conference now, the NFC East, which is between the Cowboys, the Giants, the Eagles, and the Redskins.
I got the Eagles. They got Carson Wentz. Obviously won the Super Bowl last year, so I'm sticking with them.
What do you think?
Almost everything that Timmy says, I would say too, because like you really have like some team that's coming off their win. They have a lot of good players that just started and become stars, and they have Carson Wentz being their quarterback.
Yeah, I think the Eagles will win. I think maybe if the Cowboys or the Giants have a good season, they could challenge. But obviously, yeah, the Eagles won a Super Bowl last year. I don't think they'll go all the way, but I think the Eagles will definitely win. The NFC West, this is actually a pretty tough one. The Cardinals, the Rams, the 49ers, and Seahawks.
I got the 49ers. They ended the season very well last year because I think Jimmy Garoppolo. And I just feel like the Rams are they're signing, paying tons of money for tons of these players, and I feel like they're not really focusing on winning. They're focusing on signing big players.
Well, I have the Rams because just they have an MVP candidate on the team, and then they also have decent defense. So yeah, that's what I think.
I'm going to agree with Timmy.
Go
I have
for
the 49ers. Obviously, last year they signed Jimmy Garoppolo, and then after they signed him, they got so much wins. All they were getting was wins, but it was too late for them to make the playoffs. And last year I was really excited to see them this season. So I'm going to say the 49ers. All right. So NFC North is between the Bears, the Lions, the Packers, and the Vikings.
I got the Vikings just because I think the Packers didn't make the playoffs last year, and I think they're on the way down. Aaron Rodgers is getting older.
I got the Packers this time because I feel like there's better chemistry than the rest.
I have the Vikings. I think the Vikings did really well last year, and I think it'll be close between them and the Packers. So now for the last division, we have the NFC South. The Falcons, the Panthers, the Saints, and the Buccaneers. Quickly, your predictions.
It's going to be very
Just say
close,
something.
but it's going to be the Falcons.
Yeah, I think the Falcons too.
I think we all think the Falcons. All right, so that has been the NFL Talk Show. See you later.
Beckett Simpson.
Jai Chandrasekhar.
So hello, this is College Football Radio, and today we're going to be talking about the Urban Meyer investigations. So, one thing that has happened usually, during this time is Urban Meyer has been basically investigated about his, how do I call it? Basically, allegations basically from the players for abuse, domestic abuse, from just in general abusing them on the field and in the locker room mostly. So, 100 people showed up actually to protest for him. Even Ezekiel Elliott's dad actually showed up. But the one thing is, that's really, really sad. Looking at that, do you know why? Not sad because of the allegations. Sad because how many people showed up. It's like, come on, man. 66,000 students, and you have 100 people showing up for your football coach. It's like, come on. So, the last thing is how that affects the football team. It affects it in the way that, the one thing is that the training schedule, they're supposed to have 2 last training sessions before the season started, but those were taken off because Urban Meyer and his team moved into a hotel and are staying there before the season starts, which I think is really sorry because they need to at least help their team a little bit. Come on. Well, that's today in sports, and
Okay.
what's up? You want to talk?
Moving on to what he actually did. The question, should he be fired? I think absolutely, yes, he should be fired. I mean, a lot of people will say, oh, he's a great coach. He won them a lot of championships. So what? You can't be a good coach if you don't care about your players. I mean, so yes, I think he should absolutely be fired. You? What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Because him and people like Nick Saban are just getting absolute free passes on all of this. When you see someone like a Roseanne get taken down, her show absolutely ruined because of one thing she said. CEOs get taken down first, but football coaches, no. And I think that is very wrong of the community and the judges that are appointed to go on these cases. Well, I'm Beckett Simpson,
I'm Jai Chandrasekhar.
and ladies and gentlemen, have a good night.
Hey guys, welcome back to Pro Sports Talk. My name is Piper, along with
Madison Turner.
And Declan Nay.
and today we're going to be talking about currently who's the best wide receiver and who's the best quarterback. Let's kick it off with who's the best wide receiver. Well, right now in the league we have very good wide receivers. We have like Antonio Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, Odell Beckham, and Julius Jones. Jones. So
Julio Jones.
okay. So Madison, let's.
I think Antonio Brown personally is the best wide receiver in the NFL currently. But I also think Julius Jones is up there. DeAndre Hopkins had a good year last season. And I think Antonio Brown really has a great quarterback behind him, Ben Roethlisberger. And he also has a great team, Le'Veon Bell, and good defense to help keep the game in a position with them winning. And then you also have Odell, who got hurt last season, but I think he'll make a strong recovery and be up there again this year.
Declan?
I agree with Madison. Like, there are a lot of great wide receivers like Antonio Brown and Julio Jones. So, yeah, I agree with Madison.
All right. Is there any other wide receivers like rookies who you think is going to be very good this year? You know, he's not a wide receiver, but Deontay Foreman, I think he'll do pretty good. And the rookie for the Panthers, I think they'll both do pretty good. But yeah, I think this rookie class is strong. But I think for wide receivers, I definitely pick Antonio Brown. All right. What about you, Declan?
Well, I still agree with Madison. And, you know, I think that, like, there are a lot of good rookies out there, and they could make a difference for their teams.
Is there any like specific you think like wide receivers like, who are rookies right now?
Not really, no.
All right. Are there any other wide receivers you think will be good this season besides the 4 that we named?
Well, there are a lot more, but I can't really name them right now.
Okay. So let's hop into our next topic. Who is the best quarterback? Now, we've seen astonishing, very good quarterbacks late these past years, like Tom Brady and new Drew Brees and Ben Roethlisberger. Is there any like other QBs who you think are going to be up there, and you think who are going to be a competition for the QBs that already are very known, like Tom Brady?
I think, well, I definitely think Tom Brady is probably, in my opinion, the best quarterback currently, just because he has such a good career. But Aaron Rodgers is also getting kind of old. But I also think Derek Carr would be up there if he hadn't gotten injured. Of course, he's up there right now, but not within the top 5. I also think Nick Foles had a really good Super Bowl. Carson Wentz got hurt, but I think he did very well. Ben Roethlisberger has great wide receivers to throw to. But yeah, I'd pick Tom Brady.
All right, Declan?
I think I think that one of the quarterbacks who are gonna have good years is Jared Goff of the Rams.
Is there anyone else who you think is also going to be up there? Maybe top 25, top 50?
Yeah, like the people Madison mentioned.
Yeah, I think Jared Goff is going to have a good season. But, you know, there are also rookies, Jameis Winston also, but we'll just have to wait and see.
All right, thanks for tuning in to this Pro Sports Talk. My name's Piper. Yeah.
Madison Turner.
And Declan Nay.
Good night.
Noah Laychek.
Luke Weber.
Zach Desher. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Football Frenzy. I'm here with Zach and Luke, here to talk about a lot of topics in football. We're going to talk about teams that weren't the hottest last year, but they can turn around because they added some new players on their team. Let's go to the Giants first. Saquon Barkley, first overall draft pick for the Giants. They also have Eli Manning and Odell Beckham. Zach, how do you think that Saquon Barkley, the rookie, can help them out in the running situation?
I think Saquon Barkley's going to be awesome. He'll 100% be a starting running back. I think he'll have over 1,000 yards, be a Pro Bowler. I think Rookie of the Year. I think he's going to be really good. Odell Beckham Jr. is going to be back, top 5 receiver in the league. And I think their defense, everyone's a year more experienced, so maybe it'll be better. What about you, Luke?
Yeah, I agree. Saquon Barkley, I feel like he's a red zone threat. I think he'll be really good, just diving into the end zone. And he's gonna, I agree with Zach, he'll score thousands of yards probably. And then, so.
Yeah, I mean, the Giants are probably going to give the ball to Saquon Barkley a lot. The Giants only have one decent and amazing wide receiver. That's Odell Beckham. But they have 2 other receivers that don't really match up, so they're going to give the ball to Saquon Barkley a lot. Am I right?
Yeah.
I think so. I think Sterling Shepard, though, I think he's going to be good.
Sterling Shepard did go high in fantasy drafts. Odell was about 5th wide receiver. Wide receiver. They also have awesome wide receivers like DeAndre Hopkins. Antonio Brown is up there, number 1. Let's shift to the Browns. Wow. At least a ton of years with nothing. They didn't get anything.
Until
They
this
actually
year.
made more Star
They
Wars
did.
movies in 3 years than Browns wins.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they did do that. That is true. Good fact there. The Browns did acquire Baker Mayfield. Don't know what pick he was. Was he second pick? First pick? And then Saquon went second, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so Baker Mayfield, first pick for the Browns. Wow. I'm going to explain. How do you explain that, Zach? What
I think it's very interesting considering the Browns declared that Tyrod Taylor is already starting. So, I mean, maybe if they do bad, but Tyrod Taylor's not a bad quarterback. I mean, the Bills went to the playoffs last year. He doesn't throw interceptions. He's really fast. He's good. And I think there are new guys like Jarvis Landry, Myles Garrett's going to be awesome, I think.
And then-
Josh Gordon and Jarvis Landry will be a dynamic duo. I think they'll be good. And they got the guy from Ohio State, Denzel Ward.
Yeah.
I think he'll be really good.
So the Browns, would they be in a tough situation or would they be a decent team?
I think they'll be 7-9.
7-9. Okay, that's your record. Okay. So that was interesting. Well, we're gonna go Luke to the Bills.
Can I just say something about the Browns first? Really quickly?
Yes.
I think that they will have some wins, but I still don't think that they're gonna be even
playoff.
7-9.
Do you
I
think?
don't think, yeah.
Yes or no to each of you? Playoff contenders, Browns?
No.
No.
Okay.
Not even.
Me
I
either.
think probably like maximum 5 wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's. Let me explain something. The Browns, a few years and past years, haven't won one game of the season. You have to actually try to do that. You actually have to try to be bad. Let's go to the Bills. I did do my draft in fantasy. I picked up LaShawn McCoy. They said he was going to be a sleeper in fantasy for the running game. How is that going to affect them, Zach?
Well, I think McCoy's going to get the ball a ton because their quarterback is Josh Allen, I'm pretty sure now. And since Tyrod Taylor's left, I mean, the pressure is completely on Allen because Nathan Peterman threw 5 interceptions in the first half against the Chargers, so I don't think they want him playing. So I think it's Josh Allen all the way, and I think he's a rookie, so I think they're going to rely on McCoy a lot.
Okay.
I agree with Zach. They don't have some amazing wide receivers. And I think though Josh Allen, he's not a running quarterback, right? He's more of like,
No.
he's not. Well, I mean, I think they will have to rely on the run game a lot.
Yeah,
and-
LaShawn McCoy. They said he was going to be a sleeper. One more team very quickly before we wrap this up. The Jets. They did acquire the Trojans quarterback, Sam Darnold. Could that help them?
I think they're in a tough position because Josh McCown's been the quarterback for a couple of years and actually not been that bad. And they also have Teddy Bridgewater. So I think Darnold will sit off the first couple of weeks, see how it goes, and then they'll put him in.
Yeah.
So I don't have too high of standards for the Jets.
I love Darnold. I think he can be an amazing player. Well, that has to do it with Football Frenzy.
Frenzy.
With my partners Zach and Luke. Hope to see you next time.
Hi, it's Duke Araputo here with
Lawson Holland.
and
Andrew Holland.
today we'll be talking to you guys about football. Lawson, who do you think will be good this year?
I'm rooting for the Vikings. I think they will have a good season. Falcons, a decent season. I think the Rams will have a great regular season, but they will choke in the playoffs.
That makes sense. I mean, the Rams, they have acquired so many good players like Ndamukong Suh this offseason, but so many things have changed in the NFL. They have a new rule about the national anthem, how you always have to stand up. And so many things have happened in this trading season, and in the draft. The Giants got Saquon Barkley, the Browns got Baker Mayfield, Vikings with Kirk Cousins. I mean, these teams so many things have changed. So why do you think that the NFL will be anything close to what we saw last year, or do you think it'll be different?
I think there's going to be some tension. I think the president and some players are going to have some tension because of last year with the national anthem things.
Yeah.
And I think this season there's going to be the football team. There's going to be some good games. We're going to have good playoffs, but I think it's going to be different. I think different teams will make it farther, and I don't think it's going to be like
say the NBA playoffs, not the exact same team every year.
Yeah. Andrew, who do you think will be good?
Patriots.
Thank you. That's a very good assumption. So now we're going to talk about the Browns. The Browns they've acquired Jarvis Landry, Baker Mayfield, Tyrod Taylor. Baker Mayfield isn't starting, and he was the first pick in the draft. Lawson, what do you think about that?
I think in 20 years they might be decent. If they even make playoffs, they're going to choke their first game. They're a bad franchise with bad luck. The Browns just aren't good. I think they don't have great drafting. They draft different quarterbacks. The rookies sign off before their rookie years. They sign off. The Browns just aren't that good of a team, and I think they need to fire their coach because he's not doing a great job, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Head coach Hugh Jackson's mother died 2 weeks after his brother recently this summer in training camp. So he's going through some rough times, along with wide receiver Josh Gordon in rehab. He's missing the first few days in training camp, which is hard because they're trying to build chemistry with the new quarterbacks, and they need to learn their wide receivers and what they're good at. But some other teams that will be very good could be the Giants. Now they have Saquon Barkley, who was drafted second, and he was so good in college. He's very fast, ran 26 on a treadmill the other day. I think he will be able to carry that Giants running game that's been so bad for the many years. So do you think the Giants will be good or bad?
Good.
Okay, thank you for that. Another great opinion for Andrew Holland. So Lawson, do you think the Giants will be good or bad?
I think this year they're going to be decent, like the other years. I think they will make playoffs. I think they will make it a decent amount of games. I think Saquon Barkley is going to have a good season, but I just don't think they're anything special yet.
What do you think about Eli Manning now that Odell Beckham's back from injury? He also has Sterling Shepard and some other, Saquon Barkley's great at catching too.
I'm honestly not a big fan of Eli Manning because he can't really run the ball, but he has a great arm. And I think Odell Beckham is going to have a decent season. I think he's an overrated receiver, but he has a very good sense of style.
And so last topic is, who do you think will win each division, and then who do you think will win the Super Bowl? Lawson, who will win the AFC?
I think the winners of the whole Super Bowl, I think it's going to be the Vikings.
And who do you think that the Vikings are going to beat in the Super Bowl?
I think the Patriots. I think the Patriots are coming back.
Okay, and so the Vikings will beat the Patriots? Andrew, do you think the Patriots will win the Super Bowl?
I think the Patriots will.
Okay, another great observation by Andrew Holland. I think that the Vikings will also go to the Super Bowl, but they will lose to the Patriots because of that Brady-Belichick combo that just cannot be stopped. So until that is stopped, I feel like the Patriots are going to keep making it to the AFC Conference Finals. But that's it for today. So thank you for tuning in. This has been The Kid's Opinion with
Lawson Holland
and
Andrew Holland.
I'm the host, Duke Araputo. We'll see you next time.
Abraham Friedman.
Xavier Bollinger.
Tyler Shaver.
Well, it's been since last year's Super Bowl, the Patriots have had a lot of time to think about what they've missed up on. Between Malcolm Butler's benching, all that. Do you think they'll make it back this year? And if not, who will?
I do think that the Patriots will make it back this year because Tom Brady, he's a clutch quarterback. But this year, I do not think that they will win the Super Bowl. I actually think that the Vikings will win the Super Bowl since the Vikings have that great wide receiving core, and that'll totally help Kirk Cousins become a really good quarterback. And their defense is nasty. They could be easily a top 5 defense in the league with Linval Joseph, Everson Griffin, Anthony Barr, Eric Hendricks, and Harrison Smith. I feel like that defense could be nasty.
All right. By the way, great words from a Vikings fan. And also, how in the world are the Vikings going to make it past the Eagles, the Packers, and the other powerhouses that are in the NFC? I'm sorry, it is not going to happen.
Well, I'm sorry. I could just have Anthony Barr dislocate Aaron Rodgers' shoulder again. I mean,
speak?
soft.
Okay. I have
I have, out of the AFC, you said that the Patriots have time to think about what they did. I think that they do have time to not make it to the Super Bowl. The Patriots are not making it to the Super Bowl. I feel like Brady's already moved on. I've been seeing him in advertisements and like commercials lately that I had not seen him in commercials like that beforehand. He has moved on to his next career. I think out of the AFC we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Out of the NFC we have the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Jaguars are your Super Bowl champions.
I have to disagree with you on that.
For the win.
Tom Brady has gone to the Super Bowl time and time again. Tom Brady's been doubted time and time again. He's always gone to the Super Bowl. Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, they definitely have something going for them. And
Brady's been mad at Belichick since what happened with friggin' Garoppolo. That relationship hasn't been good. It hasn't been as good as people think. And then with what happened with Malcolm Butler, I feel like Brady's just here for his last paycheck.
I feel like Brady's here to win it all, but I don't think. Only 6 times. You know who else only won only 6 times? Michael Jordan.
He didn't say all this. Okay. Well, yes, but if you think about the Patriots and that he's good for his last 2 minutes. Okay. Well, despite the fact that, what was the next topic? Well, if Brady's not going to do it, then who will win your MVP? Also, Blake Bortles is not going to win this year.
You go first.
Okay. Well, my MVP, I think that the MVP of the league is probably going to be Adam Thielen.
Adam Thielen.
I don't care. Adam Thielen is one of the best wide receivers in football.
Guys.
The mic fell, guys.
Hey, I didn't have a lot of time here.
You have to. Okay, well, now we're switching spots.
That's our first mic drop.
You should be disgraced to be on television. Adam Thielen, if he even cracks,
Can you guys not kill each other? Because I kind of want to talk. My opinion, the person who I feel, if he didn't get injured last year, would have won it. He will win it this year. My man, Carson Wentz.
I have to disagree with you.
But you say Adam Thielen.
Yeah,
you say Adam Thielen.
Adam Thielen's gonna win it this year. Trust me. You know, Kirk Cousins is gonna be feeding Thielen, Stephon Diggs, Kyle Rudolph. He'll be.
You say Thielen instead of Diggs too. Like Diggs got you to the championship game. Like at least if you're gonna have a biased Vikings opinion, it should be on your best wide receiver instead of friggin' Adam Thielen.
Adam Thielen's gonna have a breakout year this year. I feel like Adam Thielen's gonna be doing really good this year, and I just have a feeling about it as a Vikings fan.
Adam Thielen.
What feeling is that?
It's feeling of doom. Well, that's all we have for our show today. I'm with my partners, Tyler Shaver. Oh, wait, Tyler.
Tyler Shaver, not
Shaver Volunteer.
And that's all.
Adam Thielen.
Luke,
That's right.
Matthew,
Carter,
Zach.
what happened to the microphone?
It's fine. You ready to start? It's there for you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the NFL Radio. I'm joined here by
Carter,
Luke,
And Zach.
and today we are going to be talking about our Super Bowl prediction. Now, Carter, what do you think about this?
Well, I think the Super Bowl contenders, I mean, there's a lot of strong teams out there. Jacksonville has Blake Bortles and a very, very strong defense. I mean, the Patriots are always a contender. They're always up there. And they have Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, Julian Edelman, Chris Hogan, and all those great players. But the Rams have a really strong team this year. They have Jared Goff and Quib Talib, Todd Gurley, and more talented players. So they could be up there too. But my picks for Super Bowl have to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, and their quarterbacking is great with Ben Roethlisberger. So they have all that. But my other pick is Philadelphia Eagles because, I mean, they were there last year. They beat the Patriots, and they have still a really strong team. Carson Wentz is back from his injury, and they still have a great backup in Nick Foles. So they have Alshon Jeffrey. I think it'll be a good year for them. But what do you think, Zach?
Well, I think the odds to be in the Super Bowl is the Vikings and the Patriots, but since the Patriots are always up there, I'm going to go with the Patriots, and the Rams got Brandon Cooks and Akeem Talib, so I'm going to go Rams and Patriots. The Rams stack up really well against the Patriots, but also Patriots have Gronk and Tom Brady. Luke, what do you think?
Well, I think one of the best teams in the NFL is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Even though they have trouble in the playoffs, Ben Roethlisberger, Le'Veon Bell, and Antonio Brown are an unstoppable trio. And in the NFC, I think the Minnesota Vikings, they lost Case Keenum, but they added Kirk Cousins, who is more experienced than Keenum, and I think it's going to be a better quarterback than Keenum. And they still have Rudolph, Diggs, and Thielen, who are all great catchers. So I think it's going to be the Steelers and Vikings in this Super Bowl.
Matthew, what do you think?
I'm going to have to go with Vikings and Eagles. I go with Eagles because they got a great draft pick. And I think the Eagles are going to do good this year because, one, they made it last year, and two, they have Carson Wentz coming back, Ertz, and they just have a really good team. Carter?
Well, yeah, that is a good pick. I mean, Philadelphia is a really strong team. There's a lot of amazing teams out there. I mean, they're the best players in the world, and they've made it from college. They've pretty much been playing all their life. I mean, they're really strong. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they lost last year, unfortunately, to the Patriots by ref. He ruled it that it was incomplete, which was heartbreaking for any Pittsburgh fans. So that was unfortunate for them, I think. So I feel like they can get back, but
Luke, what do you think?
Yeah. Well, I think that the AFC is a tough division, but like I said, the Steelers are always good, but they have some trouble in the playoffs. So this year, I think they're gonna make it to the Super Bowl, and it will be a tough. They'll have to face some tough teams in the playoffs: Patriots, Jaguars, Chiefs. But I still think they can get there. They usually always win their division, so they're usually always in the playoffs. But it's just to see if they can make the Super Bowl this year.
Zach, what do you think?
Well, I'm staying with my prediction, the Patriots and Rams, because of the Rams' great pickups during the offseason. Also, the Rams did very well last year, surprised the fans with the making it to the first round. And Matthew?
Yeah, and I think that's going to wrap it up for our show today. I'm joined here by
Carter, Luke,
and Zach.
Good night.
Hi, I'm Jack Waterstone here along with my partners,
Zach Bennett and Archie Windsor.
We are here on Football on Air, and with our first topic, who are the teams you think will make it to the Super Bowl, and what team will win the Super Bowl? Archie, let's start with you first.
I think the team in the NFC that will make the Super Bowl is the Rams. They are such a good team. They have one of the best defenses in the league. Jared Goff is incredible. They have a good wide receiver core, and you just can't go wrong with the Rams.
I can see how that can work. Zach, what do you think about the NFC?
I have to agree with you, Archie. I think the Los Angeles Rams will come out and make it to the Super Bowl. They have a great team. Jared Goff, a young quarterback, and I think they have a really good team.
All right, now let's shift the tide over to the AFC. So the AFC is a strong team. Archie, who do you think will win the AFC?
I think the Jacksonville Jaguars will win the AFC. They were in the AFC Championship last year and lost to the Patriots. I think that they have the best defense in the NFL, and I think Blake Bortles is a good enough quarterback to be in the Super Bowl.
Okay, I'm not sure I agree with that, but that is your opinion. Zach, what do you think about
The
this?
Jacksonville Jaguars may have the best defense in the NFL, but you can't argue with the New England Patriots.
Okay.
I think that Tom Brady is one of the best quarterbacks of all time, even though a lot of people don't like him.
Okay. Well, that. Do you guys have anything more to say? Do you think hearing from each other will change any of your predictions, or who do you think will come up really close or anything? Archie, do you have anything to say more?
I think that out of both of those teams, I think the Rams will be the winner. And, yeah.
Zach, who do you think will be the winner, or any more things you have to say?
I think the winner of the Super Bowl will be the Los Angeles Rams. They're just a really great team.
So you both have the same thing. Anybody have to do? So you had the Jacksonville Jaguars as the losers, and you had the New England Patriots. All right, I think I do agree with you. I think the Los Angeles Rams will. But now let's shift on to our next topic. Who do you guys think are one of the worst teams in the NFL? Archie, you say your first, 2 or 3.
The worst team has to be the Cleveland Browns. They've only been the second team ever to go 0-16. They did get a good draft pick, but they may go 1-15 or 2-14, but nothing better than that. And also, I don't think the New York Jets or New York Giants will do that well either.
Okay, I can believe both of those, and I might even agree with them. Zach, what about you?
The Cleveland Browns are always on the bottom of everybody's list, even with Baker Mayfield. But the second and third worst teams, that's tough. I like Archie's, but I think there could be worse teams. I don't know.
Okay, and I'm just throwing this out there because I want to know, do either one of you think that the Cleveland Browns could end up being good in the next 3 to 5 years, Archie?
Yes, I do. I think that they could get some good draft picks, and they could have, maybe those draft picks could turn into 3 or 4 good, decent Pro Bowl players. So I think it is possible.
Zach, what do you think? Do you think it's possible for them?
Yes, definitely. A bad team always turns into a good team because getting all these good draft picks. I think they could be good.
And do either one of you think they will win the Super Bowl in the next 3 to 5 years?
No, but they could be a playoff team.
Zach?
In the next 3 to 5 years, their draft picks would still need to develop a little bit, so I think they would just be a playoff team.
All right, and since we have a little more time, actually, I think we'll actually have to wrap this up. I'm Jack Waterstone here at Football on Air. From my co-partners,
Archie Windsor and Zach Bennett.
That's a wrap.
Hugo Traverso,
Dominic Malunzi,
Max Slager.
and we are live here from UCLA campus. As I am Hugo Traverso, and we are Football Live. I'm here with my partners,
Max Slager
and Dominic Malunzi.
So today we will talk about season predictions and Super Bowl predictions. So what do you guys think are like the Patriots or other teams that went to the Super Bowl, like the Eagles, or other teams, rising teams, like the Minnesota Vikings or the Jacksonville Jaguars going to get to the Super Bowl this year?
Well, I think the Patriots are going to get back to the Super Bowl. And I also think Atlanta is going to get pretty far in this year's 2019 season. I really think Atlanta is going to improve, and they are going to get pretty far. Now, for the LA Rams, who many people thought should have made it farther instead of getting knocked out by Atlanta in the first round,
I think the Rams aren't even going to make the playoffs this year. I think the Rams are going to go 7-9, and they're not going to have a good bounce back season. And I think the Patriots and the Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings are going to be the 3 best teams in the NFL this year.
Well, I'll go next. I think for the NFC, the Minnesota Vikings are going to be the team to beat. They have rising stars like Kirk Cousins as their quarterback, so that's a good reason why the Vikings should make it in. Also, another rising star team with quarterback Blake Bortles, the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be the contender in the AFC.
Well, I do see the in the Pro Bowl, the AFC starting quarterback is going to be a 3-way tie, either Tom Brady, the Jacksonville Jaguars, Blake Bortles, or Ben Roethlisberger. But one of them will go to the Super Bowl, which I think Tom Brady will, and that Blake Bortles will start for the AFC team in the Pro Bowl. And for the NFC team, I think that that having Sam Bradford in there from Arizona, I think he will have a big bounce back year from his injury, and then I think that Kirk Cousins could be in the Pro Bowl, or he could be in the Super Bowl. I don't know, but definitely Kirk Cousins or Carson Wentz starting for the NFC team and starting for the NFC team. So let's move on to Super Bowl predictions. Who do you guys think will win the Super Bowl?
Well, I think it's going to be the Patriots are going to be in the Super Bowl, and I think they're going to be battling the Minnesota Vikings. Actually, I think the Vikings are going to make it to the Super Bowl, but I think experience is going to beat the rookies, and New England is going to win their 6th Super Bowl title.
Yes. What do you think, Dominic?
Well, I think the Vikings, as you said, Max, are going to make it in the Super Bowl. But the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to knock out the Patriots like they almost did in the AFC Championship game. And I think Minnesota is going to win their first Super Bowl since a long wait. No, they never won their Super Bowl. So I think this is going to be their first Super Bowl win.
So I think that the Patriots and, yes, the Minnesota Vikings or the Philadelphia Eagles will be in the Super Bowl, and another possible Pro Bowl quarterback is young rising star Jimmy Garoppolo of the San Francisco 49ers. So that'll just about wrap it up here, as I am Hugo Traverso, live from UCLA campus, and I'm with my partners,
Max Langer
and Dominic Malenzi.
Thank you.
And your name is?
Max Stromer.
Drew Ajose Nixon.
Welcome back to another edition of Thursday Morning. I'm along with my partner Drew, and we're going to give you the latest on NFL rumors and fantasy football. Now let's get started with these NFL rumors. Now, as we know, the Rams making an announcement saying that Aaron Donald and them have been talking. They said that they are in the same zip code. What do you think about this, Drew?
This is really bad for the Rams, actually, because the Rams should have gotten this extension done like a year and a half ago, because at this point, the contract is going to be so much more than it was then. And that's not going to help them. They already have the biggest salary in the NFL. They can't keep this up for too long. Now they have to go deep into the playoffs, or they're going to be severely underperforming. That's not good.
Yeah, and let's hear the latest on Malcolm Butler. As we know, he was a free agent last year. The Patriots benched him in the Super Bowl. Now, what's your take? Do you think he's going to do good for the Titans, or do you think he's going to feel empty-handed without Jason McCourty?
He's on the Titans. There's no way he's doing good. Their coach literally called college football a farm system. I don't know if their coach knows what he's doing. I don't know if his coach knows how to utilize him.
Definitely a great quarterback, though, you got to admit.
Marcus Mariota is meh. He's
80% likely to get injured this year. So, like, does it really help them that much? Like, I don't know.
Well, these Titans, man, people are not doubting them and on the fence with them. Definitely it's something interesting to see. Now let's get into fantasy football. Who are you going to draft as your first round pick?
Juju Smith-Schuster. But it depends on how many teams, actually. Because if I have a really bad pick, if I'm drafting 12th in the first round, I will probably go with Juju Smith-Schuster. And here's why. He's the second receiver for the Steelers. Le'Veon Bell is still working out his contract, which means he's going to take a couple weeks to get up to speed. And if they don't have Le'Veon Bell, then Antonio Brown's getting double teamed, which means Juju is going to be the main option to throw to. So Juju Smith-Schuster is going to be a huge pick for anybody who knows when to pick him.
You know, I'm surprised you did not say that you were going to go with Saquon Barkley or one running back.
Saquon Barkley, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like he's kind of like better than Odell, only because he doesn't have to get the ball from Eli Manning. Like, if I bet you that defenses playing against the Giants this year are going to get more receptions than Odell Beckham Jr. Like, seriously, Eli Manning throws way too many picks, is not going to be helpful to the team. Saquon Barkley can get the ball out of the backfield, but knowing Eli Manning, something's probably going to go wrong.
Now, you said if you have the 12th pick, what would you do if you had the second or the third?
Well, Todd Gurley probably is the number one person on my draft board if I had the first pick. If he's available early, you got to take him. But outside of him, I mean, running back's probably a good running back. Maybe David Johnson would be a good pick. Starting quarterback is Josh Rosen, who was here at UCLA. And at least he's not Sam Darnold, but, I mean, he's still a rookie quarterback that's still learning how to catch up to the rest of the NFL. So running is going to be big for Arizona. I like David Johnson if I had a second or third pick.
Now, aside from fantasy football, do you think that James Conner, if this Le'Veon Bell thing does not work out for these Steelers, do you think James Conner will work out as the first-string quarterback, running back?
No. No. He should be maybe a third-string running back. There's no way he's going to be a first-string running back, which is why if Le'Veon Bell doesn't work out, Juju's going to be so important to this team because Ben Roethlisberger is going to become the leading rusher. Like, I don't want to see them running the ball if it's not with Le'Veon Bell. Or maybe, Williams is gone now, but like if it's not one of their stars, I don't want to see them running the ball.
Well, we are going to wrap it up here. A pleasure to be with you, Drew, on this Thursday morning.
Pleasure to be with you, too.
All right, we'll see you next time on Thursday morning, NFL Network.
Your names?
Joshua Seidelman.
Rashad Veguewala. Hi, my name is Rashad Veguewala.
And I'm Joshua Seidelman, and we're doing the pregame of Super Bowl 53 between the Los Angeles Rams and the Pittsburgh Steelers. What do you think is going to happen, Rashad?
I think it's going to be a really close game. In the end, I see the Rams coming out on top. I see Marcus Peters making a really nice stop to end the game on a Hail Mary pass from Ben Roethlisberger.
I see the Los Angeles Rams shutting down Ben Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown, and it's going to be the Los Angeles Rams pulling it away quite easily. I think Aqib Talib has a big game. Ndamukong Suh is going to get through that offensive line, and I think Ben Roethlisberger is going to have a really big problem with the Rams defense.
I have the Rams winning at 42-35.
I can see the Rams winning about 35 to 20, 21. So.
Okay. I see the Steelers having a huge first half. I see it 28-14 at the half, but I think the Rams had a huge second half. I think Jared Goff has a really good game.
Todd Gurley rushes for a lot, and I see the Rams coming out on top, like I said.
Who do you see having a bigger game, Le'Veon Bell or Todd Gurley?
Definitely Todd Gurley. The Rams just have a lethal defensive line with Dominic Sue and Aaron Donald, so I think Le'Veon Bell gets stopped.
I agree, and with such a healthy offensive line these past 2 years for the Rams are just going to block out the Pittsburgh defense, which isn't that strong, and Todd Gurley will open things up with the running game.
Who do you think will have a better game, Jared Goff or Ben Roethlisberger?
I think Ben Roethlisberger comes out like the elite quarterback he is in the first half, but Jared Goff and Todd Gurley will start opening things up for the passing game, and Jared Goff will take things away in the second half, and I think Jared Goff will have a bigger game.
Okay, I'm going to say it's going to be really close. I think Ben Roethlisberger will have a slightly better game just because he has Antonio Brown, but I think the running game of Todd Gurley will way outrun Le'Veon Bell, so I think in the end the Rams will have the better offense.
Yeah, and the defense has just been so shut down the entire year for the Rams. And honestly, if you're comparing the defenses, Pittsburgh really isn't that strong, and I don't think they'll be able to keep up with Brandon Cooks, Todd Gurley, and the rest of the Rams offense.
So let's make our way too early predictions for this Super Bowl after that. Who do you think will win?
Rams easily.
Okay. So you think the Rams are going to go back-to-back?
Yeah.
I'm going to have the Rams winning this year. Next year, it's going to be really wide open. I think the Rams will win in the NFC. But I think the Texans actually are going to make a nice run. Deshaun Watson will have a really good year. He might turn out to be the next Carson Wentz. I have them winning the Super Bowl with my way too early predictions.
I can see the Texans being quite good in the next few years. But I think Deshaun Watson needs some time to grow up. I think J.J. Watt needs to learn how to stay healthy during his season because the past few seasons he's gotten injured in the first 5 games of the season, and they've been season-ending injuries every time. So if you're going to say the Texans are going to learn to compete, then both of those things have to happen, and they probably need to add some targets next to DeAndre Hopkins for Deshaun Watson to throw to.
Okay, last things. Who has the best record in the NFC and AFC for next year?
Next year, I see the Rams, and then probably Pittsburgh again, and the AFC.
I have the Rams and the Patriots having the best records, but I think the Texans or the Steelers will. I think the Texans and the Steelers will meet up in the AFC Conference Finals, and I think the Texans will win. I have the Rams still winning the NFC with the best record and going back to the Super Bowl, but I think the Texans will probably win that.
That's our show. Now on to Super Bowl 53.
Hi, I'm Carter Lawrence alongside my partner,
Charles Wyrick,
and we're going to talk about the next 2 Super Bowls on the show. So, who do you think is going to win Super Bowl 53?
53? Well, first I'm going to say who's winning the NFC. So, I mean, probably the Rams are winning the NFC because they have a lot of young players, one of the youngest teams in the league. You know, Jared Goff, Todd Gurley. I mean, they have pretty good defense too. I think they're going to make a run for the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. And I think they're playing the Steelers, you know, Ben Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown. I think Antonio Brown will make some good catches in the game, but I think it'll be a tight game. But the Rams are going to come out on top.
I think the Rams will beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl because I think the Chiefs could win their division. And it doesn't look like the Steelers are going to have Le'Veon Bell, and he's a big part to their offense. So it would be easier to guard Antonio Brown if you don't have the fear of Le'Veon Bell coming out of the back. And I think the Rams will win it.
Well, the Chiefs. I mean, why do you think the Chiefs would make it?
Well, because because if you look at the other division leaders, I think the Chiefs will have the biggest lead because their division is probably the worst overall.
Yeah. Remember last year they went what 4-0, 5-0, and then they started losing games, and then they ended up 10-6 or something. So, do you think the Browns will make the playoffs?
No.
No.
They're going to get like 5 wins, but they're still not
Vegas
going
odds
to.
say 5.5.
Yeah.
So, I think the Browns would have like 7 wins maybe. Baker Mayfield.
I'm still saying with 5 because Baker Mayfield's too cocky for his own good.
Okay. All right. You want to talk about the next Super Bowl now?
Well, yes, I do not think the Rams will win it because they have a lot of one-year deals, and Les Snead isn't as much of a extension guy as you've seen with Sammy Watkins. So I think the Rams will make the playoffs, probably maybe losing the division round to an NFC South team. I think a team such as the Saints will go to the Super Bowl.
I see.
Because I think their offense will be pretty good. Meanwhile, I think in the AFC, New England will be doing better, but Tom Brady is aging, and if the rookies do well, then they could go to the Super Bowl. But I think the Steelers will be there because I think by then the AFC will get a lot weaker, and it will be easier for the Steelers to make it to the Super Bowl. And I think the Saints will win.
So you think the Saints will win? Okay. So I think the Saints will make it. I mean, Drew Brees. I think he has 2 more good years in him. That'll be his Peyton Manning. Maybe the Super Bowl will be his last game, and maybe he'll win. That would be kind of cool. And so yeah.
Yes, I agree. I agree, but I think that could be last year's for Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger may be retired. I think Drew Brees is still in better shape, so he might be able to make it. Well, that's our show. I'm Carter Lawrence.
I'm Charles Wyrick.
I'm Carter Lawrence signing off.